Steelers for another season. He was in the practice facility yesterday for voluntary OTA workouts. Rodgers is reuniting with Mike McCarthy, who was his head coach in Green Bay for 13 seasons and won a Super Bowl together, of course. But now, obviously, we turn our attention to the question that we have to ask. Was it the right move to bring it back to the Steelers? What do you think, Stephen A.?
It's not the wrong move. I mean, what recourse do you have? Will Howard, Mason Rudolph, Drew Aller? Are you kidding me? Of course.
Somebody kicked him out of the draft? Did somebody kick them out of free agency? We mean they had no recourse. They had recourse for the last 4 months. Go out and get a quarterback.
I'm talking about, I'm just looking at the quarterback room, Wilbon. I totally get where you're coming from. I don't disagree. What I'm saying is it's not a big deal to me that Aaron Rodgers is back. Other than that, the fact is that all he's going to do is because he's good enough to allow them to continue to be mediocre. And what do I mean by mediocre? You ain't a real championship contender, and you don't stink. You're right the middle of the road, which means that you're never going to be able to build but so much through the draft. That's the situation with the Pittsburgh Steelers since Big Ben Roethlisberger, even before he retired. He should have retired about 2 or 3 years before he actually did. All these years the Pittsburgh Steelers have had to find another quarterback. For some reason, they can't pull it off. It's the Mason Rudolphs, it's the Mitchell Trubisky's, it's the Russell Wilsons, it's the Justin Fields of the world, it's the Mason Rudolphs of the world, et cetera, et cetera. I don't understand for the life of me what the hell is going on with the Pittsburgh Steelers organization that they can never seem to find a quarterback. So if that's what your situation is, of course you're going to look at Aaron Rodgers like he's some kind of savior. He had a decent year last year. It wasn't awful. He's a surefire first ballot future Hall of Famer. The brother can ball still. I get it. But he's not what he used to be, all right? He's geriatric in football parlance. But nevertheless, you have to rely on him because somebody in the front office, whether it's Omar Khan or anybody else, ain't doing a good enough job to make sure they could go out there and find a quarterback. That's the dire circumstances that exist with the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is why I'm not excited in any way about him being back. He is not a downgrade. He's an upgrade compared to what they have and have had. But the point is, it should not be coming to that for an NFL franchise in this day and age. You should be able to do a better job finding a quarterback than the Pittsburgh Steelers have done all of these years. And Aaron Rodgers being on the squad still is an indication to me, no knock against him, but that the front office of the Pittsburgh Steelers ain't all they're cracked up to be. It's just that simple.
So since Big Ben left the Steelers, now Aaron Rodgers is the first quarterback to start back-to-back seasons. Like, they haven't been able to find the answer, Wilbon.
Let me go further than Stephen A. just did. He's irrelevant. He's overstated. And by the way, I'm not talking about his career. No. Aaron Rodgers is a first ballot Hall of Famer, a great quarterback for years. He's irrelevant now. What makes him relevant now? This network talking about him every day in, day out, as if they're hanging on and waiting for, Patrick Mahomes 3 years ago. He's irrelevant. At this point, he's not LeBron James. He's not Tom Brady. He's not playing that way into his 40s. This whole thing is overstated. I knew when I saw breaking news. What breaking news? The only breaking news about Aaron Rodgers now is that he's retired. That's the breaking news. They're a third-place team in their own division, unlikely to be able to pass Cincinnati or Baltimore this year. We're talking about now. We're not talking about what Aaron Rodgers has been. So all this breathless waiting on Aaron Rodgers, we're going to chronicle it every day. I'm blaming this network because every time I turn on all of our shows except one, I hear about Aaron damn Rodgers. Again, it makes it sound like I'm criticizing Aaron Rodgers. I'm not. I'm criticizing us. I'm criticizing breaking news. I'm criticizing every day we got to talk about Aaron Rodgers. No, we don't. Well, he's irrelevant, period.
Well, let me say this to you. First Take, morning show, news, Aaron Rodgers, and we all know I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Wilbon, you've been around me for years. You see how enthused I can be at times, how excited I can get. You tell me the last time you seen me excited about Aaron Rodgers with the Pittsburgh Steelers. You haven't seen that from me because it's like I know it's over. Again, he can still play better than half the quarterbacks in the league. I'll give him that. But in terms of the Pittsburgh Steelers and what they're going to do and where they're going to go with him, the answer is nowhere. Nowhere further, no further than where they went last year. The Pittsburgh Steelers, I will remind everybody, have not won a playoff game since 2016. I love Mike Tomlin. I'm going to miss Mike Tomlin. I respect the hell out of this man, and I'm happy that he's going to be in television taking a year off before he undoubtedly will get a next head coaching job that he deserves. But if we're going to keep it a buck, we have to point out that Mike Tomlin stepped away also after failing to win a playoff game since 2016. They haven't won a playoff game in a decade. This is a 6-time Super Bowl championship franchise, one of the gold standards in NFL annals, and they haven't won a playoff game in a decade. So guess what? When I see a quarterback, if I don't look at that dude as being somebody that's going to deliver me a playoff victory, then I'm not excited. And that explains why I haven't been excited about Aaron Rodgers in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform.
The good news for Steelers fans is that through weeks 1 through 10, the Steelers have the easiest schedule in the AFC. Maybe he can get out to some sort of, exactly, better take advantage of it. Also, Stephen A., bar is low if you're only looking for one playoff win. That's all I'm going to say.
Does anybody here expect them to finish ahead of Cincinnati or Baltimore?
Nope.
Relative health?
Nope.
Maybe Baltimore because they have a new head coach. Maybe, and there might be a learning curve there.
Nope.
I don't know.
New coach in Pittsburgh, too, last I checked.
That's true. Factual.
That's right.
You know.
I'm familiar with Aaron Rodgers. Okay, after 9 days off, the Knicks are back in action tonight. Will their orange and blue skies continue, or are dark clouds in the forecast with Cleveland coming to town? More First Take next.
Stephen A., are you coming? Are you flying back?
Debate of the Day is brought to you by CarShield.